And a warm welcome from North London. We're at the Emirates Stadium. Derek Ray here in the commentary position, and I'm joined as always by Lee Dixon. I'm very much looking forward to bringing you action from the Premier League. It's Arsenal up against West Ham United.
Thank you, Derek. I was just flicking through my notes at this one. Everything pointing to a really lively matchup this is. Fingers crossed, eh?
Well, he really is danger personified, but in this game, Lee, what do you think we might see from him?
Well, he's got amazing finishing ability, and when a player's got that, it means you have to go that extra yard tighter, and when you do that, you leave space behind you, so it puts the defender in two minds.
Have a great day.
Thank you for attending the Emirates Stadium. Enjoy
Potentially one to savour. Arsenal get this game underway. And so the starting 11 for Arsenal. Bernd Leno gets the nod in goal. Shkodran Mustafi plays alongside Sokratis in central defence. And rather than use a strike partnership, they've gone with just the one player in attack. It's with Dani Ceballos. And the goal kick will be next. And the starting lineup for West Ham United. The experienced Łukasz Fabianski stands between the posts. Issa Diop plays with Angelo Ogbonna in central defence. And they line up with just the one striker looking to do a bit of damage. Well, there's no getting away from it. This is the man so many people have been focusing on ahead of this particular game. And the reports have been confirmed. He will, in fact, end his career at the end of the season. No two ways about it, Lee. A big loss for the club.
Well, absolutely. They've got to fill that gap. More to the point, what's he going to do next season? Probably sit back, reminisce about his glorious time here. A fabulous player, a real winner.
Felipe Anderson, and it's played into the centre. And they do like to press whenever they can. Souček. Felipe Anderson. And the cross goes in. Just a bit too high with that attempt. Matteo Guendouzi. A bit sloppy in possession. Lanzini. Masterful piece of foiling. Dani Ceballos. Erviti. Well, that's a moment the fans won't soon forget. A case of foiling the opposition by whatever means. So the corner played into the box. Arsenal will have to throw it back in play. Kieran Tierney read it superbly to take back possession. This might be the perfect counter-attacking opportunity. Oh, nice ball over the top to chase. Running towards goal. And Leno was ready. He made a top save.
They pride themselves on keeping the ball out of the net. Goalkeepers, he'd be very happy with that one.
Corner kick played over. The end product just wasn't there. Straight down the throat of the opposition. Xhaka. Masuaku. Oh, stylish ball. What can they do now? Moving the ball effectively. Well, the threat was very real. Marvellous defending. And he takes it on. And it is the opening goal of the contest.
Well, it was always going to be a tight game, but now all of a sudden one team ahead. Things have got to change on both sides. Well, as we can see, if a striker is free in the box and the great ones just stand still, they know chances will come in that position, and he will.
Back playing again, West Ham with the advantage.
Number 8, Felipe Anderson.
On the ball, Masuaku. Throw into Arsenal coming up. It's the high-pressure, high-intensity approach. It's got to be! And Leno untroubled. Oh, he's given it away. What a shocking pass, really. Lanzini. Can he make it count? And he thwarted the attack with a masterful tackle. Suchek. Felipe Anderson. And 3 minutes will be added on for stoppages.
Of 3 minutes of added time.
Accurate ball in towards the near post. Lack of guile with regard to that cross. Goalkeeper's ball. Well, clattered away. So the whistle then. We're at the halfway stage in this match. I think most fans would be pretty happy with this man's display so far.
Well, Derek, you're right.
The two teams have switched around and are ready now for the second half. Bowen. That move looked as though it had genuine potential, but it's broken down. Well, this is the home of live football, EA TV. Delighted that you're with us, and hope very much you'll join us for this match coming up.
Yeah, atmospheres make games, Derek, and that should be an absolute belter.
Dani Ceballos. Erviti. And don't forget, we have more Premier League action coming up for you on EA TV. It's West Ham United facing Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, that looks a great match-up, doesn't it? Looking forward to some fast-flowing football there.
And he's found a bit of daylight. And Leno was ready. He made a top save.
They pride themselves on keeping...